guys, Bika here from cocozini.com. So I recently lost some weight and I realized that my old pattern doesn't work for me anymore. I'm making a new one for myself, and while doing it, I just decided to record it so guys can see how I made my body's pattern. To get started, here are the measurements that you'll need. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the bell button right next to it so you get notifications from me whenever I have new videos. So let's get into it. Go ahead and grab a paper. I'm using a medical paper that I got on Amazon. So I just cut a little piece and I'm going to go ahead and draw a vertical line and also a straight horizontal line. The vertical line will be the shoulder line and the horizontal line will be the bodice or the body. Grab your measurements. Use the measurement from your shoulder to bust and mark it down on the horizontal line. The measurement from your shoulder to waist and mark it right there. Then also use the measurement from your shoulder to hips and also mark it down. I'm going to use my normal measuring tape to do this, but just to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it right there. When you're done, go ahead and draw a long line to square it out on each of those marks that you just did. On the bust mark, on the waist mark, and on the hips mark. Right on the shoulder line, use the measurement that you got from shoulder to shoulder divided by 2 and mark it down like I just did right there. On that dot, measure 1 inch down and mark it. This will be for the shoulder slope. So go to the angle of the shoulder line right there, because now we want to work on the neck. So we're going to measure 3 inches for the neck on the shoulder line. Give it a mark. For the depth of the neck, we're going to measure 4 inches on the horizontal line, then mark it down. So we're going to connect a line from the 3-inch dot on the shoulder line to the 1-inch dot that we marked down from the shoulder line, like so. So that will be the shoulder slope. And now we'll be working on the armhole using the armhole measurement that we have on the measurement list, which is your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. So first, I'm going to draw a line from the shoulder line to the bust line, connecting the dot from the shoulder line through to the bust line. Then we're going to use the measurement that we got for the armhole, and we're going to start the measurement from the shoulder slope dot, and whatever measurement we get, we'll mark it on the line. Mine was 8.5, so I'm just marking it right there on the line. On that dot, we will be drawing a vertical line, just like that. So using the measurement of your upper bust divided by 4, whatever measurement you get, we'll have to mark it down on that line. I just did mine right there. So go grab the measurement of your bust divided by 4 and mark it on the bust line. Grab the measurement of your waist divided by 4 and mark it on your waistline. And also grab the measurement of your hips divided by 4 and mark it on your hip line. And that is it. Then if you have a ruler, just go ahead and connect the dots with your ruler or you can use a curve ruler. I'm using my broken curve ruler here, even though I have a new one, but I just still love using this old one. So I'm connecting the dot from the waist to the hips with my curve ruler, and I'm going to go ahead and connect the dot from the waist to the bust, like that. Then when you're done, you can just use the curve ruler to just curve out that angle of the waist. We're going back to the armhole here. Using the armhole measurement that we have, divided by 2, then whatever measurement that you get, we're going to mark it on the armhole line like I just did here. Also, you're going to mark out 3/4 of an inch right on that dot. I'm going to mark mine out, and I'm going to put a dot on the 3/4 in from that dot. Then I'm also going to mark out 1 inch from the angle right down there. So grab your curve ruler right from the shoulder slope angle. You're going to trace out a line connecting to the middle of the armhole line right there through the 3/4 mark that I marked. Then you're going to also trace the curve all the way through that 1 inch dot that I marked at the corner. This is just a guide for the armhole. Then you're just going to connect it to the upper bust line. I made the mistake earlier because on that upper bust, when we measure the upper bust divided by 4 and mark it on the upper bust, we're supposed to add 1 inch to it for the ease. So I just added it right there, and I'm connecting the upper bust to the bust line. Let's draft the neck. Grab your ruler. I usually just square down a rectangle and just draft the neck. So right at the 3-inch mark, right there on the shoulder line, just draw down 4 inches, or just draw down a line and connect it to the depth of the neck that you already measured out on the horizontal line. So for a guide on the curve, I usually measure 1 inch for the guide, but because of a tutorial, I'm going to measure 3/4 of an inch. So here is my curve ruler. You can see that no matter how I try to manipulate the curve ruler, I'm still not getting to that 3/4 of an inch guideline that I put in there. That 1/4 of an inch is still remaining, and that is the reason why I usually use 1 inch instead of 3/4. So use an inch instead of 3/4, and go ahead and draw out your curve on the neck. When you're done with the neck, that is it, guys. I don't need dart for this bodies, so I didn't plan it for dart. But for those that need a dart, make sure you add 1 inch to whatever measurement you get on your waistline divided by 4. Whatever measurement you get, add 1 inch to it before you mark it on your waistline if you're adding a dart. So then you continue from there. The measurement that you have from nipple to nipple divided by 2, mark it on your waistline like I just did right here. Then you're going to measure 1/2 inch on each side of that mark right there, and the other side too. When you're done, we're going to draw a line connecting the bust line to the hip line. And when you're done drawing out that line, we will measure 1 inch down from the bust line. Then also we're going to measure 2 inches down from, 2 inches up from the hip line. So what you're going to do now is we just connect those lines to the dot that we measured from the bust line and from the hip line. And that is the bodice. That is the end of the bodice, guys. We're going to repeat the same thing for the back bodice. Go ahead and draw out a line, a vertical line, a straight vertical line, and a straight horizontal line. From the shoulder line, mark out the measurement from your shoulder to bust on the horizontal line, the measurement of your shoulder to waist, and also the measurement of your shoulder to hips. And when you're done marking this out, you're going to go ahead and square it out by drawing out a straight line or vertical line on each of those marks. On your bust mark, your waist mark, and your hip mark. On the shoulder line, mark out your shoulder to shoulder divided by 2, and also mark out the neckline, which is 3 inches, or the neck measurement. Then also you'll mark down 1 inch from that shoulder line, and you're going to connect that neck dot to that 1 inch from the shoulder line, which will be the shoulder slope. I'm going to draw a line connecting the shoulder line to the bust line. Then we'll take the measurement of our armhole and mark it on that line, starting from the shoulder slope line. And also we'll have to measure a straight line, a vertical line on that measurement that we just got, the armhole line measurement. On that line, mark out the measurement of your upper bust divided by 4. On your bust line, mark out the measurement of your bust divided by 4. On your waist line, mark out the measurement of your waist divided by 4. But if you're adding a dart, you have to add 1 inch to it. But because I don't want a dart on this bodice, I don't need 1 inch. But I'll still show you how to make a dart. On your hip line, mark out your hip measurement divided by 4. Grab your curve ruler and connect the dot from the hip to your waist, and also from your waist to your bust. And when you're done, you can just use the curve ruler to smoothen out the waist. So now we're going to draw the armhole. So for the ease of the armhole, we're going to add 1 inch to the upper bust measurement that we have there. And now we're going to draw out the armhole. Using the armhole measurement, grab your ruler and draw out 1 inch at the corner for the guide of the armhole. And using the armhole measurement, we'll divide it by 2 and mark it on that armhole line. But unlike the front bodice, we would not measure 3/4 of an inch like we did for the front bodice. We're just going to leave it the way it is here. Then we're just going to grab the curve ruler and just connect the curve for the armhole. Connect the dot from the bust line to the upper bust line. Now we're going to work on the back neck. Unlike the front that we measured 4 inches deep for the neck, we're just only going to measure 1 inch depth for the back neck. So mark out that 1 inch on that horizontal line, then use your curve ruler to just join it from that dot to the 3 inch on the shoulder line dot, like I'm doing right here. And when you're done, we can go ahead and move to the dart. But remember, for that dart, that if you're going to add a dart to your bodice, you should have added 1 inch to that waistline while you were measuring your waist. So grab the measurement from your nipple to nipple divided by 2 and mark it on your waistline. Mark out a line joining from the upper bust to the hip line. And unlike the front that we just measured 1 inch from the bust line, we're going to measure 1 inch down from the upper bust line. Then we're going to mark it right there. And also we're going to measure 2 inch from the hip line like we did in the front bodice. Then we're going to mark out 1/2 inch on each side of that line. Go ahead and connect all those dots together like we have here in the video. So guys, that is it. That is the end of the bodies. I have gone ahead and I have cut out the bodies, both the front and the back out. If you have any question on this tutorial, please leave a comment down below and I will respond to your comment. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the bell button right next to it so you can get notification from me when I have new video. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for stopping over. Take care of yourselves and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice week. Bye-bye.